These are the human design transit from April 10th to April 16th. If you're new to human design and you haven't pulled your chart yet, I'm going to leave a link down below to my website where you can go on there and get a chart and get a free 20-page report. After you pull up your chart, scroll underneath it. There's going to be a button that says download now. Go there, press that button, and you'll get a 20-page report for free. Now let's get into the transits. The sun just entered gate 42. This is the gate of growth and completion. And it's located in the sacral chakra, which means that you got a lot of energy behind it because this is the biggest motor center. This is the most powerful motor center in the chakra system. It's the generator motor center. Okay, so this gate is allowing us to finish what we started, but it's really asking us to take a look at the lessons that are along the way, because these lessons are going to be really beneficial to us later down the road. So how does gate 42 play out? It plays out in embracing life's cycles. There's beginnings, there's endings, there's always a transitionary period that you're going to be learning from. This gate is giving you that energy to really shut the door on old cycles in your life so you can bring about new cycles in your life. And it's about persistence. This gate is really got the energy of persistence, just seeing it through to completion, getting what you started done. There's a couple of pitfalls that you kind of got to watch out for in this energy. It's getting stuck in a comfort zone, right? You've been playing the same tape over and over. You're used to it. It feels familiar to you. You know how it is. You know how it operates. You're not having faith. You're not having faith. You know that this particular cycle is done and it just keeps on getting dragged out, and you know that you got to leave it, but you just keep staying in it because it's familiar to you. We as humans like what's familiar to us. So this is a really big deal. You got to really watch out, because this is where you grow. You grow in discomfort. You don't grow in comfort. If you're sleeping, it's really comfortable to stay in bed, especially if you don't got to do anything. It's really nice. But that's not how you grow. No, you get up and you go to that meeting or you go for that job, right? And then you get the body you want. You feel good. You get the adrenaline flowing. You get the dopamine flowing. You get the serotonin flowing. You feel good because you got up and you went for it. So don't get stuck in old habits, right? And also watch out for getting obsessed, for getting to the end goal, right? That's not what it's about. It's about all those lessons in between the end goal, right? So if you're dealing with a few $1,000s right now, let's say in your business, let's just give an example that you started a business, you guys are making a couple $1,000 a month, it's showing a lot of promise, and you keep hitting these roadblocks. That's what you really got to look at. Those roadblocks are the ones that are going to resurface when you're on a trajectory to making a lot more money. They're gonna resurface. And then when they resurface, when you're in a bigger cash pool, guess what? You didn't look at it this time. You didn't write it down. You didn't mark it. You didn't execute it properly this time. The next time this thing rolls around, it's gonna cost you 10 times as much. So remember, the sauce, the special sauce, is in the journey. The destination is when you're dead, when you're down the line, you already did everything. So really enjoy, really soak up what's happening right now. This gate really has that magic of that journey magic. This is really where you gotta look at it and say, I like figuring these things out. I really like doing this. I really like being in that creativity, whatever it is that you're like, the journey, embrace the journey. Don't just look at the finish line and want to get it done. Because when that happens, you make mistakes. You make mistakes and then you got to backtrack. And the universe doesn't always allow you to backtrack. Sometimes you go out of business. So just really Be careful and really embrace where you're at. Give yourself a moment when you're in those sticky situations and say, what am I learning here? Why is this happening to me? Most importantly, when you rush to the finish line, you burn out. And then, guess what? When you're burnt out and you really need that energy for something that's really worthwhile, you don't have it. So this can really lead to burnout and even getting discouraged at that thing that is meant for you in this life that you're doing right now, that you're really striving for. So just be aware of a disconnect that can happen. Be aware that something can go wrong. You know, if you're fixated and you're not taking breaks and you're not reevaluating what you're doing, you're not giving your body a time to rest and then decompress that information, open it up, exfoliate it, let it breathe. Am I doing the right thing? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Or am I just trying to finish this thing and knock it out? Look at that. Stay still for a second. Understand it's an ebb and flow. It's an ebb and flow. It's the journey, not the destination. I know you guys heard that before many, many times. It's definitely the journey and not the destination. The transit, like I said, activates. If you're not a generator, you're not a manifesting generator, you don't have all your own life force energy, this is going to activate that. There's going to be this push. I need to complete this project. Something I've been doing for a long time doesn't serve me anymore. I need to get rid of it. You know, you're going to get this huge push. Just, hey, I need to wrap this up. This has been going on way too long. I need to move on to the next project. Come on, move. And you're going to have that energy there to sustain you. Right, and even though you're not a generator or a manifesting generator, and I'm sure you work with manifesting generators, and you use their energy. So reflectors are able to use generators' energy, projectors, manifestors, everybody works off the generator energy. So now this is going to be in that gate, so you're going to feel it from the collective that this energy is here and it's very sustainable. So if you have things that you need to finish, this is the absolute time to do that. So the sun is in gate 42 and the earth is in gate 32, which is the splenic center. As you can see on the diagram here on the human design chart, that's in the spleen, and this is your instinct. Is this project sustainable? Is this going to go out on the long haul? Will I see this thing to fruition, or is this just something that's testing me? If the spleen and the sacral are activated, you're going to feel a jolt. This is good, this is not good for me. Okay, you're going to feel that instinct because they're connected in that way, especially when Earth and the Sun. You're going to feel a jolt of energy from the sacral and an instinctual energy from the spleen. So just really tune in. Give yourself a second to step back and allow your body to respond. Ask yourself a question. Is this sustainable? See if you feel some kind of recoil or some kind of jolt of instinct or will, or see if what's going on there. Ask yourself these questions. Is this sustainable? Is this for the long haul? Step back. It might not be immediate. You might need 24 hours. You might need to sleep on it. But ask yourself that question and see what comes up. So how does gate 32 play out? This is sensing that will, that thrive, bringing a deep gut wisdom like I was just talking about. It helps us feel like people, places, and things. Do these things serve us? Am I doing the right thing for me in this moment? You do have the energy to sit in something that no longer serves you because 42 is activated in the sacral. You do have that energy. That's what I'm talking about with the holding on too long. You do have that energy to hold on too long. So you really got to tune in and focus and really ask yourself, why am I holding on to this? Why am I holding on? And if things point in a south direction, then you got to look at yourself and you got to say, hey, I think I'm holding on to this because I'm codependent. Or I think I'm holding on to this because the money is good, but it doesn't make you happy. But believe me, if you move out of something that doesn't make you happy, even though it pays well, when you move into something that does make you happy, your soul is going to thrive. Your soul thrives, your physical is going to thrive, your emotions are going to thrive, everything is going to just be upbeat and just super happy, and you're just going to send that energy everywhere you go, and things are going to come to you. People are going to come to you because people and things and the universe is attractive. It's a mirror. It's a mirror. It's attracted to your energy. It's attracted to your vibe. It'll reflect that vibe back to you. So get out of things. If you've been holding on to them for too long, get out of those things. Just get out. But check yourself and ask. Have a conversation. Have a dialogue with yourself. Fear, call the shots. Is it money? Have I been with this person too long and I'm just going to settle? But you know what? I come home and I'm miserable all the time. Yeah, they cook me dinner. Yeah, we go out to the movie, whatever the thing is that you guys do, but do you feel that love? Do you feel that love there? Are you happy to see that person all the time? Or are they keeping you from something? Do you miss your family? Do you miss the place you used to live? Look at your situation. Is this serving me? Or am I staying with fear because I'm settling and I don't have faith that the universe is going to bring me something even better when I let go of this karmic situation, karmic experience that I've learned from, and now I have to move on. What do I really want? This showed me what I really don't want. So now I know exactly what I do want. This transit also activates the spleen. Like I said, you will feel that instinctual jolt from the spleen. So you'll feel the energy from the sacral and you'll feel that jolt from the spleen. You're going to really feel it in the collective. It's going to be huge. So you're getting the information in your mind, and now you're going to be a lot more keen to when you go out in the field, you're going to see how this actually plays out it's really going to kick in on the 11th. You're going to start to see these energies play out. You're going to see hesitation play out. If you hesitate on something that you should not be hesitating on, it's going to really, the spleen really, when you have it activated, like I have my spleen activated and my sacral activated, so I'm really keen on these energies, and it's like a shock, it's like a jolt. Like I really feel it. So I'm going to be super activated on the 11th. I'm kind of already feeling these energies. I've been feeling them for a few weeks. Like I said, people are going to be clinging. This is the collective energy. People are going to be clinging on to outdated situations and life experiences. And there's going to be a huge wake-up call, the collective, this week of people are going to find their true worth. That's what they're looking for right now. These are the energies that are coming in. What is valuable to me? Instinctually, energetically, what is valuable to me? So you're going to start seeing these things play out in the collective. So like I said, life force energy, gate 42, the sacral, growth and completion, doing things, getting things done. Can I finish this and grow from it, right? Then gate 32, like I said, it was survival, awareness, spleen, chakra, sustainability, and survival. You're evaluating instinctually, is this going to last? Let's take a deeper look. They actually work beautifully together, like I just mentioned in my own life. All these chakras open on top, but I have my spleen, my root, and my sacral activated, so I'm really good with these energies. I've been dealing with them all my life. Now you have a straight line of instinct and energy coming from the sun, grounding down into the earth, coming from the sun into gate 42, giving you energy to find out instinctually what's good for you. So you're going to push and you're going to ask yourself, is this evolutionary for me? Is this cycle? Is this routine that I'm doing? Is this cycle that I'm in currently? Is this evolutionary? Is this teaching me what I need to learn, or have I learned enough and I need to move on? You got to use your energy correctly, right? I got to move on, or is it time to release and use my energy somewhere that it's worth, that it's sustainable? Saturn is also here in gate 36. There's a few planets in gate 36. This is going to give you emotional maturity through a critical, crisis-like situation. And these are karmic lessons about your emotional intensity, right? Am I gonna just get angry and just pop off and pop out and say something that I really didn't mean to say? Or am I going to take a step back, take a breath, and am I going to say, let me consider this proposition or what you just said. Give me a moment to just let that sink in, step away, whatever it is, and have clarity on the situation. Okay, what was my part in it? How am I at fault here? I know this person's not good for me, and I keep on messing with them. I keep on lending them money. I keep on working with them. I should move on. We live together. Or what is going on, right? So this is something, especially that you'll notice, that's something that you used to get angry about and just lose your top. If you are sensing these energies and you're willing to do the work on yourself and step back for a second, they're not going to shake you, and Saturn is going to give you the go-ahead. It's going to show you that you learned, that you're learning, you're not completely blowing your top off as soon as this particular situation happens to you, right? So that's structure and discipline. You understand the structure, there's an argument going on, and you have the discipline to step back and evaluate the situation with emotional maturity. That's huge. A lot of times what happens is even when you're not wrong, and you get angry and yell, you are instantly wrong now. The blame gets transferred to you because you did not have self-restraint. And that is what Saturn's all about. It's all about self-restraint, orderly organization of everything. Organization of your life, organization of your emotional energy. That's huge because that's where you make your decisions and that's where you put your life. It's time and karma. You see how everything's kind of adding up now? The energies are here. You have the will, you have the energy from the sacral, you have the instinct from the spleen, and now you have the cycles that need to be finished up with Saturn. And you need to finish these cycles so you can move on from your karma with a passing grade. That's basically what's happening. It is going to give you delays. It is definitely going to give you delays, and it is going to test you. It's going to test you. Something's going to malfunction. Are you going to step back, take a breather? You've been going at it 5 hours, and you just can't. Something just keeps going wrong. You're going to take a breather. You're going to reevaluate the situation and see if this is the right move, because it's going to test you. How bad do you want it? Saturn always tests you. How bad do you want it? But these little backups, you're learning. You're learning from them. Something glitches out in a program, something you're doing glitches out. You're learning from it because next time it glitches out, you know how to fix it. So your time management now is being reevaluated because you're learning these little hiccups that the programs are doing, the people are doing, you're learning their structures, and so on and so forth. So next time that comes around, boom, You blow past it, you know exactly what to do, and you're moving on with your whatever it is that you're doing in that particular. That's exactly what it is. It throws obstacles at you, and you master them, and then you become a master. And when you're doing your next project, you just check that right off the list, and it's done. And you didn't waste time because you wasted it. You took the time earlier in a different project to learn how those glitches can be mastered. So Venus is also here, and this particular planet is also a little bit of a crisis energy here, where it's having to deal with loved ones and things that you love. Sexual energy can be very angry, or it could be beautiful and sweet and creative. It's a very powerful energy. Sexual energy is Kundalini energy. That's what it is. So it could be used for evil. But when the snake is coming down the tree, it's evil. So that sexual energy, that promiscuity, that's when you start getting things from other people, and karmic things start happening, is when you use that anger, that aggression sexually. And it doesn't have to be actual sex. It can be just anger. It could just be unresolved anger from an old relationship. But if you take that energy and you breathe it in and you breathe it up and you let it come up to your crown, you let it come up to your heart, now you're in a whole different realm. Now you're painting, you're creating shows and maybe YouTube videos, whatever it is. Now you're using that energy. It becomes holy. When it comes up the tree, it's now holy energy. So everything is intention. Everything is how you use it. So this is what Venus is showing us here. It's showing us to be open-hearted and to have faith. Have faith, okay, with uncertainty. And be vulnerable. But it can show up as emotional yearning, right? It can show up as emotional longing. It can show up as, I really want a connection. But this creates beauty because you're striving for that. You're looking for that. But remember, don't just go for what's not going to serve you. You got to be sure. Surrender for whatever, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get whatever. But if you stand tall and you say, yes, this is what I want, if you're just going to settle, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get settled. You're going to get settled in something that you don't really like, you don't really enjoy. But when you say to the universe, this is exactly what I want. I want that person to be sweet. I want that person to have their stuff together. Financially, with their folks, in their community, in their life. I want that person to be fully self-supporting and understanding, and I want to be able to go out on a walk with them. Or I really like having my own life, and I want my partner to have their own life too. But when we come together, it's all love and beauty and massaging and intimacy. I can really trust this person. These are the things that you have to evaluate, and a lot of us know what we don't want. So Venus is coming in right now too to show us and ask us, what do we really want on an emotional level? What are we looking for, right? What are we looking for? So like I said, love and relationships, art, the creativity portion of it, and your values. What do you value? What do you value? Like I said, do you value truth in the person? Do you value them being fully self-supporting? What do you value in that person? What do you value in yourself? What are you striving for? What are your own values? What do I value in myself? I value that I show up. I show up for the people that I love in my life. That's what I value. I value my money because I can be creative with my money, and I can move and do things for communities that might not be able to do for themselves. They might not be able to get clean water for themselves. They might not be able to, maybe they're natives in a certain country and they can't get access to clean water because it costs $5,000 for a well for them. Maybe they're trying to save a piece of land, but they live off the land, so they don't have any money. It really depends on what you're trying to do. I'm trying to save these dogs.
I'm trying to start a shelter. It really depends. What are your values? What are you looking for to make your life full of love in every way? That's what Venus is asking us in this gate. And it's going to throw you a curveball. Saturn's going to throw you a curveball. Venus is going to throw you a curveball. Can you sustain that curveball? If you can, you're going to move on to bigger and better and fuller things in your life. What is the South Node? Because we're going to talk there also in Gate 36 and in Gate 6. The South Node is your past, your karma, your comfort zone, what you came to this life with, your natural talents, your patterns, familiar ways of being, but also old cycles, maybe that you haven't broken in previous lifetimes, emotional habits. It could really show up as, I'm not going to get up and go do this. I really feel like I just want to stay home. But something's telling you get up and go and move through that because you used to do that in your old life or you used to do that earlier and you haven't moved on. So it's going to really be asking you here to move on, get up, and let's make this happen. Because if you're stuck in a karmic cycle, the only way to get out of it is to get up and literally get out of it. Walk away from it. Whatever you have to do. You're living with somebody. You need to break that lease. You need to sell the house. Things aren't going well at work. You're really depressed at work and you know you're stuck in a cycle. You got to get up and quit. Do you have faith to get up and quit? Do you have that faith? This is what the universe works off of. It works off of your faith. Something doesn't serve me. Do I have enough faith to get up and leave what no longer serves me? Every time I've ever done that, it's been incredible. Yes, I had a little bit of time, trials and tribulations in between, the incredible, but sometimes it happened instantly. A lot of times it happened instantly. As soon as I really closed that door, deleted that person's phone number from my phone. Just said, no, I'm done. So the North Node is what you're here to do in this lifetime. What's the next step that you're going to take in this evolutionary journey of your soul in a human experience? Okay, what's the next thing that you're going to do, right? And it requires a lot of expansion and learning and risk and spiritual evolution. Like I said, spiritual evolution, what is your highest timeline? If you're moving away from the fear, you're moving towards your highest timeline. So this is what it's asking you, where am I going? Where am I going? Is this going to help me grow? This is what the North Node is all about. Yeah, the South Node can deal with childhood, comfort, like I said, ancestral energy, bloodline karma stuff. Maybe it's your dad's dad. I had my grandfather and my grandfather's grandfather. They all called each other worthless. My grandpa called my dad worthless. My dad called me stupid. These are all bloodline karmas that we must work through, and that is going to be your South Node. And the North Node really starts picking up towards your 30 and 40 range, and that's really where you start doing big things for yourself. And I'm not stupid. I am intelligent. I know all these things. I'm intuitive. I've been really working on myself. Like, you really start getting this get up and go energy in your 30s and 40s where you really start creating the life that you want and moving on through those karmic cycles into the next phase of your life. The North Node is in Gate 36. That's the path forward is through discomfort. The path forward is through discomfort. Our collective growth really depends on not avoiding emotional messiness. It's all about choosing experiences that stretch you, even if they bring you uncertainty, like I had touched on earlier. The true emotional alchemy happens when you stay present in discomfort rather than bypassing it. That is the number one teacher. Do you see Saturn's doing this? Venus is doing this. Gate 42 is giving you the energy to get up and do this, and Gate 32 is giving you the instinctual energy. They're all this is going to be a really powerful week to move out of things that no longer serve you, or finish up things that you really have a lot of love for that do serve you. So really just remember, but there's going to be a loop. Something's going to happen. Something is going to happen, which is going to kind of be like, whoa, do you have faith? It's all about faith. It's all about faith. Do you have faith in yourself? Do you have faith in the universe? Are you going to make the right decisions? Well, this week you are. You're going to have, here, this is the South Node, and that's going to be in gate 6, which is the gate of conflict. And also, it's in your emotional solar plexus, so it's gonna really come up emotionally. Between Venus and the South Node in gate 6, it's really going to come up emotionally for you. It's really going to test you emotionally. Saturn's going to throw a zinger in there. Venus is going to throw a zinger in there. Gate 6 is going to throw a zinger in there. This is all testing you from your past responses in those situations. So just know, now you have the ability, now you have the know-how that you know when this particular situation shows up, I am going to take a step back, take a breath, take 24 hours if I need it, take 48 hours if I need it. I am going to make a decision from being present, from being sovereign. I am not going to be subjective in my encounter with this particular situation. This person jumps off at me, off the lip, and I don't immediately, subjectively react to them with the same type of anger. I have learned my lesson that if I do, they're going to blame me for it anyway, even if I'm not wrong. So I'm going to take a minute here, I'm going to step back, and I'm going to evaluate what is actually happening here. That is what's important in this week. So now I want to just go over that the North Node and the South Node are going to be in 36 and 6 until about June 14th. So this energy is going to be ongoing here. Venus and Saturn are going to be leaving at the end of the month. You don't really have to worry about that. It's going to ease up. But this is going to be an ongoing thing until June 14th with these particular gates of emotional disruption and situational disruption. Just really be aware that that's going to be the underlying theme until about June 14th. This is really going to be about boundaries. Are you standing your boundaries? You don't have to say it mean. You just say what you mean and say, no, I politely decline. Thank you so much. If this person is used to stepping over your boundaries, they're probably going to get pissed because you've been an open door for them for a long time situationally, and they're not going to understand energetically what's happening. They're going to get very frustrated. Just understand, safeguard yourself, make sure you have your ducks in a row before you give that answer of denial for whatever reason, whatever human experience, situational experience you're having or going through. Just make sure that you got your ducks in a row. But if you got to get out of there and it's abusive or something's going on that's really detrimental to your body and your spirit, you need to go. Just get out of there. You'll figure it out later. But because if you're in that, it's draining you and you're getting sick. Just so you know. You're in a situation that doesn't serve you, you're getting sick. You're in a situation that serves you, you're glowing, you're expansive, you're creative, you're loving. You're just blowing that beautiful mist of love everywhere. But if you're not, you're depressed, you're angry, you're agitated, and you're spreading that around as well. So I'm just asking you, the universe is just asking you to have faith here. This week is going to be instrumental in making the right choices for you. Emotionally, financially, faithfully. Everything is lining up for you to make the right choices this week. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.